Been on
Joe
my
Lifto,
keyboard.
how you
Yeah.
doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, Glenny. Glenn and the Peanut Butter Man. How you doing?
I'm hanging in there, hanging in there.
Good.
And
Good.
for those that don't know, this is our second attempt.
Yeah, we'll probably bring up. Hey, so last time we talked about it
Right.
was hot and sweaty, and the sun was coming through, and it's overcast in Texas now. So yeah, man, rain.
Yeah.
So
I may release that at some point, even though it's pretty much unlistenable. Just because there was some good conversation in it.
yeah,
I hate to
I
lose it.
enjoyed it. Yeah, just PayPal extras or whatever you do. I don't know. Yeah, so
Hmm.
the unreleased extras. Yeah.
Exactly. So
Mm.
so before we get started, how did your New Year's Eve turn out, or New Year's Day? I'm sorry.
It was this year's New Year's Day. New Year's Eve was uneventful. I was going to bartend. And then I had been running extra because somebody at the bar came in contact with somebody with COVID. So, we shut down for 10 days
Uh,
and we all got quick tested, which is, we came up normal or negative, which is great.
hmm.
But I was working extras like, 7 days, just maybe bartending four and being there the rest just to, you know, get deliveries, fix the computers, fix the jukebox, fix the pool table, do all that crud because I'm, salaried and they work you extra. So,
Right.
but I had actually 4 days off. I think I worked New Year's the second. So I was off for 3 or 4 days. It was my wife and I's anniversary, December 30th of the day we met at another bar here 18 years ago. I can't remember our
Hmm.
wedding anniversary, but I remember the day we met because, hey, you walked up to me. That's on you. That's on you, woman. So, yeah, that's been 18 years. So we went out to a nice dinner, smoked a little, just sat and watched TV and relax. And that was great, just
Yeah.
having no turn my phone off and because the city here, and I know you guys are bars and restaurants are still shut down there, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, of course there.
Well, outside
We
seating.
opened up again, and then there's a bunch of spreader events here in Austin. So I can't remember who this governor or the mayor or somebody said, okay, we're shutting bars down just for a week at 10 o'clock. It's like, well, there goes New Year's,
Yeah.
seriously. So what? I mean, I heard about it. What our bar did, we hung Canadian flags. We did a Halifax New Year's, because that was at 10. They would shut down at 10:30. So that worked. That worked for them. I
Yeah.
could have been there to celebrate with my Canadian brother, but there's a few in Texas. But so it was uneventful. I didn't have to. There's not really any, amateurs because the amateurs will either go to some place where they don't have to wear a mask and we're pretty strict,
Hmm.
or we even shut down the pool table. It's like, well, I want to play pool. It's like, no, just put your mask on and just fuck off. We
Right.
can swear here, right?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Oh, thank fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Censor my talking. So yeah, pretty much just had a nice whole week off. There's a lot of people walking around my neighborhood. I don't like this.
Uh,
I'm the
the-
old
the-
guy. I'm the old guy sitting out on my porch. And I go, "What are you doing here? Get out of here!"
So, okay, that's something fun to talk about. And one of my oldest friends and I have talked about it, all the time is now we're that old creepy guy at the end of the bar.
Mm,
You know, it's like that's a weird realization.
the old punk rocker at the back of the show for the circle jerk show. Yeah, that's
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 right.
me. It's like, okay, get in the pit, do one circle. Go, God, I'm sitting down at the bar stool.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
yeah, I still try to be young. I still tell crack jokes and show them pictures of young Lifto and stuff. But since I'm behind the bar, I have their attention. I don't have to go, hey, so what's your name? And that gets creepy. I have to, shoo people away from that kind of behavior at the bar. So
Right. It's
yeah,
yeah, it's like we've become more of the guardian, I guess, than the
yeah. In my day, kids, come on. No, are you 50 yet?
No, I just turned 49.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm still
I
young.
am. You're old. You can't remember.
Yeah.
I'm 54 in June. So yeah. We're about the same age
Yeah,
ish.
it's not bad.
I'm gonna smoke too. Don't be jealous again.
I won't. I won't. So I don't know if I told you this or not, but actually it was after we talked. I did an interview with Blaine Cook, and we were just talking about from the accused, and we were just talking about
Yeah.
COVID and how it affected his restaurant and all that stuff.
Oh,
And
Blaine. Yeah. He's got a restaurant. Yeah.
yeah, so
Toe
Hippie's
tag Blaine,
Burgers.
accused Blaine. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
I love them.
And anyway, so all we did is talk about COVID and how it was affecting his business. That was it. And then I tried to put an ad up to promote that chat with him, and YouTube said no. And the
You
reason
got
was we talked about a sensitive topic.
Oh, flag for yeah. COVID
Such
makes people
bullshit, man.
COVID
I
makes
mean,
people sad. You can't have conversations anymore. Yeah,
yeah.
you really got to watch what you say. I find myself doing it at the bar too. Not racist or misogynist, but just old stuff. We used to say, and people are like, you can't call your friend a fag. It's like, look, I got beat up in high school playing Smear the Queer. I was the first one in our high school to have 2 earrings and pink hair, and here's me in a dress. Okay, I'm kissing my friends. Yeah. There's no, am I trisexual? I don't know, but I'm not begging for a label, but come on. It's like, just just don't get offended by words. I mean, some words like the N word, I won't ever use that. That's just ridiculous
Right. Right.
because that has such a bad connotation to it. There's no way explaining that. Fag can be, I can be talking to my English friend. Yeah, can I borrow a fag? It's like, what did you say?
Right.
It's like, talk to my English friend, or it's a bundle of sticks. But,
Right.
not trying to say, hey, let me use my words because I'm old and racist. But yeah, I was
Yeah,
raised different.
it's it's somebody who's a total pedant when it comes to language.
Mm.
I have a really hard time with some of this stuff, and I understand why people find certain words to be offensive or
Yeah,
whatnot,
yeah,
but it's also those words can't just disappear, right? And because I think it's
yes,
important to think
yes,
about what they
abs-
meant back then. You know what I mean?
yes, yeah. Like, okay, I get the idea that you don't like these Confederate statues, but what's it? If you don't learn from history, you're doomed to repeat it. It's like have it there so you
Right.
can have conversations. Don't just take it down and say, I'm offended by this, take it down. That's where I get pissed. It's like leave those up so you can sit there and go, okay, this guy's a racist jerk who had slaves. Great. Instead, just no, we just don't talk about it anymore, and it just disappears. Like,
Right.
yeah,
And then
no.
all that's going to happen is it'll repeat, in 50
Yep.
years or whatever.
Oh, we didn't
Um,
have any signposts not to do this. There's no statues or anything written.
that's right. Um,
Jerks.
and I'm not, as I'm sure you're not, like, I'm not a proponent of having, a Robert E. Lee statue, in the center of Austin. But
No.
at the same time, um, it is a way to actually remind people of what history was all about, you know? So
Yeah.
just the here's an example. When I was a kid, I mean, like young, like 7 or 8, for whatever reason, I was fascinated by Robert E. Lee, right? And I had no idea. I had no idea, really what the Civil War was about. Like, I had no idea. He was just an interesting guy to me.
Right.
And so I read every book I possibly could, learned a lot about him. And it wasn't until I was, I don't know, much, much older that I realized that, oh, Robert E. Lee is a bad guy,
Yeah.
you know? So
Yeah.
I I don't know. I do worry that we're doing this thing where we're hiding history or whitewashing
Yeah.
history.
Yes. Which, yeah, no. You have to have that right there. So, like school books in Texas. Yeah. The whole slavery period is just a minor disturbance. It's like, what are you talking about?
Right.
Seriously. Oh, well, they'll get changed in another 10 years. It's like, oh, God, no. At least learn something. Well, it, is it going to be like, I take music off the radio, I hand people real history books. It's like going to those. Yeah. Come to the old man's house to get the real history books. With the internet, though, it's pretty easy to look up both sides.
It
So,
is, but then there's also all that weird disinformation, right? And
oh, yes, there's a ton that people, hey, I read it, so it must be true. It's like, really? Really?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And that's a disturbing proportion of the US population.
People are fucking goddamn suckers now. It's like, I think the circus ended way too early. We could have fleeced these fucking people.
That's
It's
right.
like, oh, yeah, here's how to own the libtards, lift weights through dick. Ta da! Yeah,
Right,
man.
right. Well, I mean, that's exactly what Donald Trump did, right?
Oh,
And he's the ultimate carnival barker. That's what he does.
I did. Props, mad props to him. And then, he's like, oh, they're stealing, send money here to help support. And he goes right into his pocket. It's like, really? People are still
Yeah.
doing, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, he's one of the
Yeah.
mistakes I always was pointing out to my much more liberal friends is the man is not stupid. He acts stupid. He does stupid things, but he's not stupid, right? There's
Yeah. He has a mental disorder, but he's not dumb. I get that. He
yeah.
knows exactly what he's doing. But yeah. Yeah.
But anyway,
It's over. I
good
watched
thing
the
he's gone.
inauguration last night, and that was that. This is the last. I hate politics. You watch the inauguration? Yeah. First black, whatever, Latino vice president. That was cool. Lady Gaga sang, and J-Lo sang. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Everybody was there but Trump. The Obamas are there, the Clintons were there, the Bushes were there. It's like Trump's like, no, No, not going.
That's
Meh.
because he's a child. I mean, he's an absolute child.
It's okay. This is the last bit. You know what he wanted to do. You know what's going to happen. He was going to lose and have his own. I should have been president. He's get somebody. Fox News is going to have his own. He's going to start his own TV show. You watch,
Oh,
and I get
not only
ratings.
that, I think he's going to start his own political party. I think that's what's going to happen.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't even think about that. Ugh.
Which is not bad because
Good.
if
Then we
he
can
does
isolate
that,
those people and go, that's bad. Yeah.
right, right. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not bad in that there's at least currently no way that a third party like that could actually win. So, at least fingers crossed.
Yeah. Well, which
It's
sucks.
possible.
Like, I'd vote independent if it's like Jesse Ventura. I love his politics. Yep. Hooker should be legal. Yep. This is great. It's like, but okay, enough politics.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, bring me down.
But
Jerk. Take my
one
Glock
last
from
thing about Jesse is he's he's a character. I'll give him that.
He's a
Um,
lunatic.
yeah, he's a total lunatic. But his politics are weird. They're like a mismatch of like moderate republicanism,
Yeah.
libertarianism, but he's also really socially liberal. So it's this he's a really weird guy,
And
right?
he's got the, yeah, he lives in Mexico because I think the government had problems with, I love this conspiracy theory show. And some of that's like, okay, did we land on the moon? Did we do this? No, he was a wrestler. He was a governor. It's like, I get it, but talk about, I don't know. Don't
Yeah.
want him having the nuclear football. I don't know.
No, fuck no.
Okay, I'm going to blow up the moon. Yeah, it's like, okay, what? Why? Mm.
Um, so that's actually a decent segue. Um, sort of in my mind anyway. So we're talking about politics and whatnot, and social liberalism and whatnot, and you're most famous for lifting things with your dick. So
Yeah.
let's let's get into social liberalism there. um,
Well, yeah, I mean, I've always enjoyed being naked. I mean, I'm naked. I put clothes on for this, but
oh,
yeah,
good.
I would bartend. Well, shirt down, but I bartend naked. I'd walk around naked all the time. It's like, hey, no qualms. You're not hiding shit. Here I am. So, yeah, take me as I am. It's like, and yet some states, okay, yeah, put up a little sheet and then light it from behind, and then you can see the swing, and then I can show it to you after the show. But like, in Europe, and we did some huge festivals that we'd play to a video camera, and there'd be 300,000 people there, and it's like, okay, here's my wiener, everybody. It was just awesome, just astounding, just hard to explain. But yeah, here I'm naked in front of everybody. It's like, yeah, London, when the page 3 girl, there's nude boobs on the front of their page. It's like,
Right.
yeah, they're a little more. They won't say or do anything to you, to you in a hotel room. Then it's like, spank me with a hairbrush because I just don't want to be, proper English or whatever. I don't know, but yeah, it's a as like we talked about last time, it's a decent legacy. I'll always be the dick guy. I'll always be known as the dick guy. I'm okay with that. I've come to terms with that. Yeah, it's like, yeah, this is what I used to do. What do you do? Well, I got 2 doctors. Boo, boring.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, you're probably in an exceedingly short list of people who are known for that particular, thing. So,
Unless I did porn, they wanted me to do porn. It's like, I do my own porn.
yeah,
When I was
exactly.
pre-married, it's like, yeah, no. We did something in Europe with, it was just a whole publicity thing, but John Wayne Bobbitt, and he was a complete lunatic.
Oh, wow.
Hey, the guy who lifts weights his dick, giving me advice. I'm getting advice from the guy who tore his dick off or had his dick cut off. It's like, yeah, it was great for press, but then the guy was a complete lunatic. So yeah.
Right. Yeah. That whole marriage was just weird.
Yeah.
Talk about 2 crazy fucks.
Oh yeah. Sometimes they fit together, sometimes they don't. So yeah, no, those guys, they're complete lunatics.
Yeah. So you decided not to do porn. Probably for the best.
It's just like, there was a time we were quite popular, and I could have done some stuff in Europe or Australia.
Right.
Probably still could if I went back, but it was just like, no, I'm not, back in the 90s, and it's like, yeah, keep the dick ring in and see if it can come out her stomach like an alien, but of course I tried that stuff, but just not on camera. So
Right. Well,
it was an option. And it's like, don't know. Even then, I thought, well, no, there's video of me doing stuff enough already. If it's professional, all this, what if I want to run for president? Which I won't. But yeah, no.
Well, maybe you could.
I'm not an American. Well, I wasn't born in America. Didn't you have to be born in America?
It depends. It depends.
Ah,
So if both of
like,
your parents are U.S. citizens, then you're golden.
okay. Well, there now, and I have dual, so that's
Well, I mean,
yeah.
it, it,
Maybe I'll combine America and Canada and be the prime minister president. Yeah, there you go.
there you go. There you go.
Yeah, yeah.
Or fuck it, run for PM of Canada.
Canada's got its own problems. Look, don't get me wrong, I love it there. Every time I go back there, I stay as long as I can. Got some great friends from Vancouver to Calgary to Toronto, Montreal, but it's a depending on the city, it's a slower, quieter pace. I'm not ready for that yet. I will be in like a year or two. Stop bartending,
Right.
move up north, and just go up to the Strait. Go up to San Juan Islands with my friend sailing for a month. And like I don't know. I gotta exit plans. Yeah. So we'll
Mhm.
see. We'll see.
Well,
I don't know. I've always been like a bar manager. Like, I don't want to run my own circus. I'd rather ride in the Cadillac than own a Volkswagen Bug. Mid management works great because I know all the passcodes. I know how to sign checks at work. But you don't want me in charge. Look, I'm a good worker. Just rein me in, but you don't want me in charge. No. You will be astounded by what happens at the bar and at the circus. No, you don't want me in charge.
Wow.
So I know my position. It's all good.
That's some pretty deep self-reflection, actually, and I don't think many people, maybe most people, um, would have that sort of self-realization, right?
It took several years, well, several decades, but yeah. It
Right.
came to it's like, okay, I know what I'm doing here. It's all good. Yeah, get away with a lot. They make me work extra sometimes. It's all good. Yeah, and that goes with anything. So yeah, well, except for religion, but yeah, we're not going to
Right.
that.
No, we're
that
not.
route.
We're
No,
not.
thank you.
We've already done COVID in politics and
Oh no, we're just
the banning
talking.
of
We're
words.
talking. The title is going to be circus. We didn't say the C word or the R word or the yeah.
Oh yeah, well I'm not wearing my Trump is a cunt shirt today because well, it doesn't matter anymore.
Right.
Um,
Just the less energy you give to him, then it's like yeah. Like I said, I watched the inauguration. Fucking great. It was
yeah.
It felt like something was happening. Yeah, and he's gonna do something the next few days. Who cares? But yeah, it's
Yeah,
all
I'm sure.
good.
I'm sure. I mean, like he can't stay out of the spotlight for very long.
No,
Uh,
no,
even negative, he doesn't give a fuck. It's just like,
no.
hey, I need to be in the news. That's it.
Yeah. Well, he'll get us on his network, but anyway.
Okay,
That
so
jumps.
since we've established that Donald Trump is a fucking carnival barker, that might be a nice little segue into the Jim Rose Circus sideshow.
Okay.
Not that I'm not comparing Jim and Donald Trump in any way, shape, or form.
Politically, no. Riling up the troops, kinda. Yeah. Kinda.
Yeah, no,
Hey.
he's a master of it.
Oh yeah. Know your audience.
Yeah, and the whole Jim Rose Circus sideshow, at least for me, kind of came out of nowhere. Like all of a sudden, it was just a thing. Like it's like, and I know there was obviously a process, but by the time I saw you guys, you were like well rehearsed and just like a great show.
When was that?
I'm trying to remember. It would have been 90 sometime in the first few years of the 90s.
Okay, was it Lollapalooza 92?
Well, I saw that, but I want to say I saw you guys do some stuff for a band here in Seattle, but my memory is so hazy. Like I know I saw you. I think I saw you before Lollapalooza, but I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, we did a few shows around Seattle. We weren't very polished. We got polished during Lollapalooza, and then we did a U.S. tour, and that was in 92, and that was pretty our breakout. And then 94 and 95, we opened up for Nine Inch Nails and Marilyn Manson, and like a bunch of bands opened up for us. And that was, like Madison Square Garden. It was a bunch of basketball arenas, and once again we played a camera, and then it would be shot up on big screen. Then wheel stuff on, 10 minutes to pack our gear, put it on the big trolley, and they'd wheel on the back of the huge tractor trailers, and we could drink or watch Nine Inch Nails every day. And that was our huge breakout one, because that got us well known. And then just did a bunch of gigs in Europe. We'd be in Europe for months, and that got us really polished, like a month in every city. And yeah. And you're right. It did, thinking back, it did kind of, I was drinking coffee in Cafe Roma on the Ave,
Oh yeah,
right, in Seattle,
love it.
a long time ago. And yeah, because I was coming over from where was I living at the time? Port Angeles, somewhere, Port
Hmm.
Townsend with my family. And I'd come over every weekend, get off at 5, and I'd be in Seattle by 7, just race.
Right.
So taking the ferry and everything. And this weird, crazy man came up to me and sold razor blades. Didn't know it was Jim at the time. And it's like, he handed me a flyer. So went to his first show, and I think the Torture King and the Tube and maybe Enigma were there too. Just betting all sorts of. No one had ever seen anything like that. Well, at the time, but yeah, he had practiced on Coney Island, so he got his pitch down, and we just did a few street fairs and did a few crocodile cafes. I want to say
That could have been what I'm thinking.
the Croc. Oh, some of
Yeah.
those early shows, the Croc. I saw video. It's like wow, but yeah, no, 91, 92. Yeah, it just right place, right time, We did a
Right.
show for Catherine Dunn, Geek Love, and like one of her parties in Portland, and then that hooked us up in San Francisco. And then the guys from Lollapalooza saw us in San Francisco, said, yeah, Perry Farrell goes, yeah, I want these guys. And then it just blew up from there. So it was just right place, right time, really, looking back. Honestly,
Did,
it was.
did you do the entire nationwide Lollapalooza or
Yes.
just regional?
Well, it was brought up to me just a couple months ago. Yeah, I did. Everyone else is busy doing some kind of Slack festival or something, with Bob and the pipe and stuff, that
Right.
kind of stuff. And I did the 91 Seattle second stage. It was just like a stage. And I did a nipple ring and a dick ring tug of war. And then we got in trouble. Got talked to by the cops, but then I just did nipples from then on in. But yeah, from there I could see Jane's and let's see, Ice-T and Butthole Surfer Susie. Yeah, that was a 91. So I just did that one. We did the whole 92, the whole tour, everywhere. Everywhere it went, we went.
Right. Did you ever do anything for Sky Craze Mary or any bands like that?
Sky Craze Mary. Sky Craze Mary. Wow, I just found their CD the other day. Speaking about that, where is it? No, I like the guys. I did something I just found. God, I'll send you a video. It's really weird. I'd paint myself. Let's see. It was the University Underground. There used to be a little goth club there.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, it's gonna kill me. I have the T-shirt in my closet. Prayers for the Raven, they were called.
Oh God. Yes.
Prayers for the Raven. One of them just sent me a video. It's like, remember this? I was like, no, I don't remember this. It was 89 or 90. I didn't have big earrings or anything, but like white poster paint. And then I had a black cross on my face and I was crawling around because I was really young and skinny and weird looking. So
Wow.
I did a video for them. We did that I know. That took me back. It's like Prayers for the Raven. Yeah. And then I look at the video and I go, I do not remember doing this. It's getting to that point where you look back and go, I used to be able to look at every picture. I know exactly where this is. Now it's like, wow, I kind of remember painting myself, but yeah, I don't remember running around half naked in the University Underground.
That was such a weird place too. It was one of the
Wasn't
few
that
places.
you go on the mall and wasn't it like downstairs, down like an escalator or something? That's right. It was so weird.
Yeah. I saw a couple of really great shows there. I saw Front 242 and I want to say
Nice.
9 Inch Nails in '89.
Probably because they were touring in 89, 90. Yeah. Could be when they first got their start.
And then they would have just random shit, but
yeah, I saw Nirvana there and they were terrible.
Oh, that's right. They did play there.
Early Nirvana was just, I mean, like, get off stage, guys. I want to see Mudhoney, or get off stage, guys. I want to see L7, or Motorsports Garage. I'd go see when I lived in Seattle. I saw a ton of bands there.
Yeah, no, I mean it's yeah, but the underground was that weird little. There weren't very many gothy clubs, right, that existed, especially that were all ages, right, or at least 18 plus.
Well, there was one. God, what was it called? There's that 80s dance club. We're talking 80s, like Scoochies, I want to say it was called, or something like that.
Scoochies.
I snuck into that a couple times.
Oz
all ages sort of goth, like OK Hotel, but that wasn't really goth. That was just like, let's go see bands.
Right.
And a lot of them, the all ages ones, they couldn't really do sex stuff.
Right.
It was real. I remember it was really, really bad. Like off ramp. Okay, that's 21 up. So yeah, you can be naked, before anybody knew. Hey, here's a guy's penis. Come and see it. So,
Right.
you just whip it out at the audience, unbeknownst to them. So yeah, I got really great memories of coming over to Seattle every weekend, staying in the Ave with some people, seeing shows, running into people walking, hey, there goes some accused guys. Hey, there goes some derelicts guys. Hey,
Right.
there's just even right when grunge happened, we'd be playing at Romper Room, and Jeff Ament would come by on his bike, from Pearl Jam, and he'd knock on the window. It's like, hey guys, come in. He's like, no, busy. I gotta play bass. It's like, okay, great, man. See ya. And I think everybody in LA and places moved to Seattle, brought the heroin. Just
Right.
hey, let's hang out, be a community. No, no, no. I think that was a downfall.
Right. No, absolutely.
There's a reason we're all friends. We go to each other's shows and see everybody there. And yeah, as I
Yeah.
sip my Iris cup.
I was talking to Ron Nine yesterday from Love Battery,
Oh,
and
battery.
w-
Hey.
you don't like Love Battery?
You know, all these bands, it's like, I know I liked them all because I wasn't really, I was just getting piercings, just getting in the alternative scene.
Hmm.
Oh God, it's going to kill me. Grunt Truck. I just found my old Grunt Truck 7 inches.
Oh
Like, oh,
yeah.
I love these guys. And before they were Grunt Truck, they were
Oh
the
God, I
Jack
should know
and
this.
the Jack and Dino band who produced Nirvana and everything.
And
Oh,
actually, I see the cover in front of me. Oh Jesus,
uh,
it's
not Cop Shoot Cop. It'll come to me in a second. Yeah.
yeah, me too.
Um, I was just looking him up, and the guy died. It's like I said, I saw
Yeah,
good
Ben died.
shows. Huh?
Ben was the singer. Ben, I
Yes.
can't think of his last name. Oh my God, I can't
Sure.
believe we can't think of this.
He was in Grunt Truck, right?
Yeah,
Before it was Grunt Truck, it was something else.
yeah. Oh my God.
Matt Cameron played drums on their first album. Oh, son of a bitch.
I,
Don't make me go on my computer.
I know. I was gonna look it up, but um,
Now you got me thinking Sky Cries Mary, and it's not Sky Cries Mary.
no, 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 no.
Yeah,
Um,
so let's go to the off ramp a couple times. You're
Skinyard.
quite good. Skinyard, god damn. Skinyard, and I saw them. Oh god. Was it Skinyard and Alice in Chains when Alice in Chains was glam?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, at the Vogue. Oh, I
The
used to
Vogue.
love go dance at the Vogue.
Vogue.
As I think I used to sell drugs out of there. Can I say that? Yeah,
Oh yeah, of
that
course
was
you can.
1990. 21 years. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, no,
I
you're fine.
sold aspirin and loose cigarettes out of there. So yes.
Aspirin.
Hmm.
The Vogue is one of, I'll say, two or three bars in Seattle where it was perfectly okay to like throw a line down of something and just fucking do it at the table. Like
Central.
nobody cared. Yeah,
Central Tavern.
Central, Vogue, depending on who
Squeedy
was.
Row.
See, that
Did
was
you ever go
before
to?
my time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Central. Let's see.
But
Central
the
Capitol
Frontier
Hill was
Room, depending on
Frontier
who
Room.
was working, it was okay.
Frontier Room.
Remember the
Huh.
Frontier Room down? It was kitty corner from the Vogue.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. If you
Yeah.
if you didn't want to go to the Vogue, you went there. The Weathered Wall.
The Weathered
The
Wall
Weathered
was great
Wall.
too.
That
Yeah.
dance club. Yeah. I just found pictures from there. It's like I'm in this history of Seattle thing on Facebook, and it's like, hey, remember this band? It's like that's why I just got into somebody who went, here's a retrospective on Skinyard, and Grunt Truck's like, oh, I got to listen to them again. It's like, yeah, with older ears, it's like, yo, man, these guys are so good.
Oh, they were so good. They actually were way tighter than all the other bands. I mean, like
Oh
way
yeah.
tighter and
Well, the
heavier.
first album, yeah, they were kind of little trying to do psychedelia, but yeah, then they got fucking just tight. It's like when I saw No Means No for the first time, it's like, who are these guys? And they're just really fast, really tight. It's like done. It's like great.
Yeah.
That was great. Yeah. No, it was because like I said, I wasn't really drinking or experimenting with any drugs or doing circus or anything. I was just there to pick up chicks and see the show and like get in, get absorbed into Seattle. And that was early 90, like January 1990, I moved there. So yeah, it was really
Hmm.
stupid early. So yeah, I saw a ton of bands. You man,
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
shook Andrew Wood's hand, but I didn't see Malfunction or Mother Love Bone.
Oh wow. So you would have, yeah, like basically right before he died is when you would have shook his hand. So
Yeah, because when did he die? 91 or something? Yeah,
I think it
I
was
don't know.
90, but it was like late 90.
It was late '90s. Yeah, so I saw him. He was actually on the Ave having coffee. I think it was with Chris Cornell at the time. Yeah, so
Yeah, well, they were
yeah, I
roommates.
don't know.
So,
Yeah, yeah, I saw pictures of them together. And yeah, yeah. Mm.
yeah, it's
And now he's dead. It's like, I
they're all fucking
I,
dead,
I
man.
remember in the '90s on Lollapalooza, Chris was really interested in autoerotic asphyxia. It was the weirdest thing. It's like I gave him tips, the circus guys gave him tips. Like, come on,
Oh,
we
wow.
gave you tips. Don't get really fucked up and do it because you will kill yourself. You have to have a release. I'm not going to get into it. It's
No,
just
no, I
how
actually
to, but yeah,
I would like to talk about it a little bit. I mean, because it's same with like, Michael Hutchins or David
that was
Carradine or
that
whatever.
was probably depression. Yeah, Michael Hutchins. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, but he also had that interest in auto
Mm-hmm.
asphyxiation. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, I obviously I don't know, but
Okay,
I mean,
let me
it's
describe it to you,
possible,
sir. Let me describe it to you, sir. So, you ever sat on your hand and getting masturbated, and you got that dead hand feeling?
right?
That's what happens. It's like that, but in your brain.
Okay,
It's you ever been choked out or like got a concussion and see stars? It's
right.
like that mixed with doing a meal nitrate, the sniffer stuff,
Mm-hmm.
or whippets. Whippets.
Whippets,
You had
yeah.
that throbbing feeling. It's like that, and then you see stars, and everything turns black, and the orgasms are great. It's like getting a blowjob from Jesus,
Mm-hmm. Well,
but it's dangerous as fuck because if if you're by yourself and you'll choke yourself enough that then when you slump, it should release because you
right.
can't like, okay, now I'm gonna let myself go because you're half conscious.
Mm-hmm.
So it I've experimented with it a couple times when people were there. We each took turns
Mm-hmm.
doing it. It's like, okay, this is way too scary for me because if I start drinking and doing drugs, then I'm gonna overdo it.
Oh,
So
absolutely. Yeah.
it's I can see the allure of it. I really can for certain people, but dangerous, way too dangerous.
Yeah. See, I have a phobia about being unconscious. So,
Mm.
even when I drink, which I love my booze,
Oh
um,
yeah,
I can't drink past a certain point. Like my body literally shuts down, and I
yeah,
think that's me just being afraid of, what might happen when I'm not
yeah.
conscious.
Losing control or falling down and hitting your head, and yeah,
Yeah.
I've been there. I've been there.
Yeah. So anyway, the question I had
Yeah, enough
about
about choking yourself to you
well,
masturbate. Yeah, yeah.
no, 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 no. I mean, kind of on the same topic is, I
Oh
mean, do you think
God.
it's possible that like, Michael Hutchins or Chris Cornell or whatever, that maybe they didn't entirely mean to kill themselves, they were just kind of like pushing the boundaries a little bit.
I think it could have been pushing the boundaries. So for Chris, I didn't they find some weird pills he was on, so that was causing depression,
Right.
I guess. So then I don't know, maybe he's drunk too. Who knows? And Michael Hutchins, the story I heard was he couldn't see his kids because his wife was dating fucking
Bob Geldof.
yeah. Thank you,
Yeah.
Geldof, Pink Floyd, The Wall, Geldof,
There's a great
uh,
documentary about this,
Boone
by the way.
Tamras.
I'll
Yes,
send it to you after this. It's
yes.
awesome.
Which?
I forget what it's called. I'll have to look it up. But there's a documentary about Michael Hutchins and his
I
last
saw that.
24 hours. Yeah.
Saw that. Great. That's probably where I'm getting most of my information from. So yeah, yeah. That was probably just to pressure him, and they probably didn't mean to do it. They were just okay. Well, it's speculation because no one was in the room to save them.
Right.
So yeah,
Exactly.
found him hanging. I want to say in both cases it wasn't they tried to hang themselves. I think it was probably and did Courtney kill Kurt? It's one of
Right.
those.
Right.
There's every side to it. Which of course she did. That fucking whore. I hate her. But
Yeah.
anyway, she had him killed. Anyway,
Oh, we
okay.
can
Here we go
tell
with the
Courtney stories too.
conspiracies. Here we go deep in the hole. So
Yeah.
let's talk about Mia Hamm too. That was a CIA plant, and no, I love her. The Gits lady. She was nice. Yeah, there's all sorts of Seattle people. Every now and then I'll do an interview that's like, "What do you think about Kurt? What do you think about?" It's like, I'll tell you my history meeting him and what I think. But yeah, I have no facts. I just know the people in the hall. So yeah,
Right.
uh, I mean, I think the hangings are all accidental. I don't think, but who knows what
Probably.
mental state they're in? Who knows what pills they're on? It gets into a weird area where you can't really judge. You can only speculate. So we are speculating.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what else are we
Mm.
going to do during COVID? I mean, let's just throw every controversial topic into one, right? Um, I've only had a couple of interactions with Courtney Love, and I don't know her at all. Never really spoke to her, but one time was actually at the Crocodile, and I forget
Uh,
who I was watching, and
Crocodile, yeah.
she and Kurt were there. I didn't even recognize, because I mean, I was there to see a fucking show,
Yeah.
like whatever. And I was standing kind of towards the back. It was, the old room where they had that weird little
Yeah, yeah.
back room.
You walk in, and if you go straight, that's there's seating, and then there's a bar in the back. If you take an immediate left, that's the little tiny bathrooms and
Exactly.
the stage, little tiny
Exactly.
stage. Yeah, I
And
remember
I,
that.
I I way prefer that to how they have it or had it set up now. But anyway, no, that's neither here nor there. Um, so I'm at the show and I was alone. And I forget who it was. I don't know. Anyway, so
92.
I'm
Let's see. Gas huffer.
no, it wasn't. It wasn't though. It was something really weird. But anyway, so I was there and it started to get more and more packed. Even though I was in the back of the room.
As it
And
does. Yeah.
yeah, and I was not feeling being social at all. So I was like hiding in the back. I probably had like 15 Beam and Cokes or whatever. So I was like, oh, I
Yeah.
just want to stand back here. Anyway, so I'm standing back there, and this couple like sits or ends up standing like right next to me, but I didn't see them come in, and I kind of moved over to the left and like bumped into this girl, and I like turned around, and just as I'm saying, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry," she screamed, "Did you just fucking touch me, you cunt?" And I was like, Excuse me?" And it was Courtney Love.
Of
So that
course.
was that was that was one of those. And yeah, it was probably about 92, 91, 92, 93, somewhere in there.
Let's see.
Um,
We did Lolla 92, and when Nirvana hit, what, right at the summer, maybe? I
yeah.
remember the tour was over, and we went to their record release party at God, it's gonna kill me. It's right around the corner from the off ramp. But yeah, yeah, and it's
The
like, hi, we're
storeroom?
like, maybe, maybe it's a storeroom.
Was it a
No,
divey little
when
bar
their
or
album
was it a
released, and
big
they played at
place?
the OK Hotel, and I knew the people who worked there, so I did side stage security. So people wouldn't stage dive. I ended up stage diving the whole time, and it was a great show. They were fucking tight as balls.
Hmm.
But yeah, that must have been about 92, 93. Yeah.
I
Yeah, I
lived
ran
all
into him a
those
couple
days.
times. Yeah, yeah, I know. We're old. Remember the 90s? Because Lollapalooza will be 90, 2000, 2000. It'll be 30 years next year that we did that. Jesus,
Isn't
yeah.
that crazy? It's absolutely
Yeah.
crazy. You know,
Well, it's easy. Yeah, it's easier to card people at the bar now. I don't have to do math. It's like, okay, if you're born in 19, if you're born in 2000, you're 21 today. It's like, Jesus, yeah.
right?
You don't have kids, do you? Like, I could have a 40-year-old. It's like, geez, Louise. Yeah.
I have a 19-year-old.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
So you had you in a
Um,
30, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I could be a grandpa by now thinking it that way. It's like, geez, no, no.
oh yeah.
You could too. You could too.
Oh yeah.
19.
Yeah. I
Grandpa
actually
Glenn.
I have several friends that are grandparents, and I'm just like, well, wow, that sucks. you
Me as
know,
well. Like, yeah. Do you get up and feel creaky now? Grandpa, you walk with a cane yet? Yeah.
Kinda. Yeah,
Yeah.
some days.
I do too, yeah.
Yeah. It was funny. I was out. My girlfriend made me go for a walk, which I don't do. I just don't
Uh,
walk. So she was like, "Oh, let's go take the dogs for a walk around there's a pier thing in Kirkland." And I was like,
yes. Yeah, 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 yeah.
down in
There's
Juanita Bay, right?
statues down there and stuff, right? Yep.
Yeah, it's a really cool little park. But
Right by the ferry dock. I know exactly what it is. Yep, 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 yep,
so
yep, yep.
she's like, let's go do this walk, and I kept saying like, how long is it? And I'm like, how far, how far, how far? And then
Right.
she was like, it takes 5 minutes. Anyway, so did the whole walk, and I fucking hurt, man. I mean, I
Oh yeah.
actually hurt. My back hurts. I was like, this
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah, your body's getting used to, oh, this is what stretching feels. Well, I'm about, if you drive from my house to the bar, it takes maybe 6 minutes, but we're right up against the railroad tracks, so I can just go to the cul-de-sac, hop the railroad tracks, and I'm at work in a good 20 minutes,
Hmm.
20, 30 minutes if it's slow. But yeah, I walk there and back 4 times a week. I just, I'm either drunk and I stumble home, or like I get up and I don't have coffee. I just start walking, and then, oh God, I'm tired. It's like, oh, I'm here. Now I can have coffee. Now I can towel off and relax. So I
Right.
finally just get up and do it, which it's been helping. It's been helping lose weight and, just keep my mind, listen to podcasts,
Oh
music,
yeah.
it depends on the mood. So yeah.
You know, it's funny. Drunk walking, you can do anything, right? Like I've walked, 20 miles literally at a time
Oh
and not
yeah,
even know
oh
I've
yeah,
done it.
oh yeah.
So,
But that's when you wake up. So it's like, I don't remember this bruise. How did I get this cut? That's when it
right.
becomes weird. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, I
Here,
w I
let
was
me
telling the
adjust
story of
you a
my
little bit.
I want to say it was my
There you go.
35th birthday. Oh, perfect. Um,
Sorry, yeah, and you can see all my dollies in the background and stuff. Yeah,
I
sorry.
like your
And
dollies.
it's like, hey, is this good? Jim. Old man does Zoom. Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
anyway, so just a very, very quick story. So I was in the middle of going through a divorce, and not in a very good mindset, whatever. So anyway,
I've been
I
there.
was yeah, I wasn't gonna do anything for that particular birthday. I was just gonna ignore it. And last minute, a friend of mine called me up and he's like, "Hey, come out and let's have some drinks." And I was like, "Okay, fine."
Right.
So I went to a bar literally right around the corner from my house, and this is in Edmonds because I
Right.
long story. I've been in and out of here for a long time. But anyway, um, so he left after like 20 minutes, and I ended up staying there for 6 hours.
Right.
Um, and in a misguided attempt to regain youth, I was doing touchdowns.
You doing what?
Touchdowns, right? So the uh, uh, orange flavored vodka dropped into Red Bull.
Oh yeah,
They're
that's
fucking brutal, man. Brutal.
into energy. It's called something down here. It's different. Yeah, no. Oh God. Yeah.
Yeah. So I at one point looked at the bartender who I knew and I said, "Hey, what's the score?" And she said, "Glen 49, the bar is 0." Right?
Yeah.
So literally, so it was like, okay, I was 7 in and oh my God, anyway. So the whole point of the story is I think I got it up to like 63 or whatever, so I just kept
Yeesh.
going. But anyway, um
Yeah.
I only lived like, a block away, like it was around the corner, that was it. And I left the bar and I walked outside and everything seemed fine. And then some guy who had been sitting at the end of the bar, who was like an artist of sorts, had chased me outside because he had drawn a picture of me, right? Because it was like just me, the bartender, and this other guy in this bar. It was like
Oh,
slamming my touchdowns, and for whatever reason, he thought like, oh, you'd make a great subject for me to
yeah.
draw this thing. So all I see when I see this guy chasing after me is absolute fucking panic because I'm
Mm-hmm.
so hammered. I have no idea what's going on.
Right.
So I run down the street and, fall, you know, tear my jeans wide open, in the D's, um, get up and continue running,
Mhm.
and fell again and again. Anyway, woke up with, like cuts and bruises all over me. Um, but the funniest part was the next morning or yeah, afternoon, I guess, whatever, when I went back into the bar and they're like, why did you run away from the nice man trying to give you the thing, the picture he drew of you? He wanted to say happy birthday to you. And I was like,
Oh.
I was so fucked. I had no idea what was happening.
Yeah. No. No. Yeah. Yeah. Been there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Been
So
there.
I don't,
It's,
that's one good thing about the COVID thing is that I don't go out to drink anymore. Right? Because that's dangerous. Drinking at home, it's fine. Like, I'll have a
I
couple and it's good.
Yeah, I find I drink more when I'm at home. Rare, I mean, like regulars are doing, and it's kind of common courtesy to do. I mean, when I bartend in Seattle, no, you can't drink. You can't be
Hmm.
drunk. It's like here, it's kind of yeah, you can be within reason. You can do shots with customers and shit. So yeah, it's like I don't know. And yeah, I'm bartending. We're super safe. We clean all the handles, you know, all the time, and people wear masks and stuff. But yeah, yeah, and I wash the glass really well. So yeah, so
Hmm.
it's trying to stay safe and trying to keep bartending for a little bit. We'll see what happens, but
Yeah. So,
you know.
I mean, pre-COVID, did you go out much, or are you more of like a homebody?
Uh, we got a house here that I'm recording from about 8 years ago. Pooled our resources. And one of my friends had a freak out, and so we got the house really cheap, like 100 and
Hmm.
something,
Wow,
130
good for you.
for 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom, 4 bedroom. Got a big front yard. We're in a cul-de-sac, no kids, so And then, like I said, I'm walking to this new place, Casino Southside, it's called. And there's
Mm-hmm.
also a casino downtown on 6th Street that I worked at for years. But pe- people, regulars will come and I'll hang out with somebody I like, I'll hang out with them at the bar, then I'll walk home. When I work downtown, like say during South by Southwest, okay, across the street, I can work a doorman, I can get myself in free, and Circle Jerks and Juliet Lewis and Bad Brains are playing. It's like, great, I'll do that. Yeah, I used to go and a block away and sit at the Irish pub because there's the South Side one now. It's kind of isolated. There's not really bars around, but downtown at 6th Street, there's a bar every. Well, there used to be before COVID a bar
Right.
almost every half block. Yeah, and I knew all the bartenders. We'd come in and switch tips around, and yes, I used to go out a lot more. Not so much since we got a house. I just want to come home, take my shoes up, put my feet up, watch TV show, smoke a little bit, and catch up on sleep. Or like tonight, I could stay up all night. Don't have to be into work till like 3 or something. So yeah, so it's good. Yeah, so
Right.
not so much anymore. Just kind of slowing down. It's like, hey, my band's playing. Okay, first thing I do is like, am I working tomorrow? Yes. Can't make it. Literally, unless it's somebody I have to see. But
Right.
I missed a lot of stuff now. It's like, I don't like that venue. ZZ Top's playing at, I think it's Circuit of the Americas, which is a big racetrack, Formula One they built out here. It's like, well, it's summer. There's no shade. It's going to be 120. It's going to take forever to get in and out of there. Beers are going to be $15 a piece. Like, no. Just,
Right.
I'll pay for the simulcast. Somebody's going to be recording it. So yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't really go out much anymore. So yeah,
Yeah.
don't have to. People come see me. So
Yeah, I think last time we talked and I was telling you the story about going out to see TSOL, which I
mm,
think was the last big show I went to. Well, big in quotes.
yeah.
Um, yeah, and I had to leave like halfway through because I went outside to have a cigarette and realized my back was thrown out, and I was like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, no, yeah. I will go see shows. I think. Let me see. My birthday was in June. The Circle Jerks are going to play on that day with like their Descendants replacements. One
Oh,
of those.
Descendants would be awesome. Yeah.
Uh, and someone else. And then they postponed it twice, and now they're coming back maybe in July, maybe. But I don't know. We'll see.
Right.
That'll definitely take the next step. I love me some old Circle Jerks, and just I think the last thing we went and saw, the boss wanted to see him too, so he bought us all tickets. And there's about, it was on the outside stage here. Let's see, Red 7. It was it's gonna kill me. The Avengers, which are still really good, and oh god, Suspect Device. Oh, now it's gonna kill me. Oh, they're an Irish punk rock
I
protest.
know exactly what you're talking about because I was just playing at Stiff Little Fingers.
Stiff Little Fingers, yes. Stiff Little Fingers and the Avengers. So that was September, maybe September of
Oh
last year.
wow.
I think that's last show I went to, and it was great. It was just great. Ran into a bunch of friends, got to hear the songs I wanted. They played decent. Uh, yeah, I definitely want to say that was the last one. It's really hard to remember. I mean, just like, was this the last one? Was it? Usually you can go, I remember that, but
Right.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just weird.
I just
They
so
say this coming year it's going to be so much better. It's like it'll be better once all the vaccine rolls out. Not to get too deep into it, but yeah,
right.
once all the vaccine rolls out, and then the second everybody thinks they're fixed, then start doing big shows again. It's like got to kind of wean into that. But with the stages, especially here and stuff, and bars, it's like
Hmm.
they need full capacity now. But
Right.
I really don't think we're going to do South by Southwest again this year. There's no way we can fit
Yeah.
if the people from Europe can come over, and if there's no way we have that many stages anymore at all. At least half of them closed, like permanently,
Right.
because yeah.
What about outside? Is Austin doing like outside like seating like semi-permanent structures or anything or
We Some of the bars had that anyway because what's it 10 years ago when you couldn't smoke inside.
Mhm.
Okay, now a lot of places started doing the smoking patio. You can go outside here and smoke, and we have a front and back patio at the bar I'm working at now.
Mhm.
And it's kind of nice. I can go outside, have a cigarette, and then keep an eye on the whole bar, just look inside, and yeah. So some places are, some places aren't. A lot of food places are still doing the curbside, call it in, do all that, which people were doing anyway before the COVID. So yeah, some
Right.
places are doing good, some places are. I mean, we're surviving. We're above water right now, so
Well, that's great. That's great because the majority of bars around here are not doing so great. You know,
Yeah, I
it's just
heard
a
because
matter of time.
when I was up 2 months ago, like we went to 13 coins. I didn't get my Ivers, which sucked, but
Oh,
went to
that's right.
13
Yeah.
coins by the airport. Yeah, because I every time I you give me Ivers all day long. Um, 13 coins. Let's see. There's a couple restaurants tried to go to in Seattle, but yeah. And then my friends from the bars went, yeah, they just closed us down again. So yeah, who knows? I mean,
Yeah. It's kind of fucked all the way around, but
yeah,
it's one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't sort of
yeah.
situations.
If we
You
stay
know.
open, then we risk getting everybody infected and death. And then if we don't, then we'll die from starvation because we can't buy food. So yeah, I mean,
Well, and
yeah,
here's the really fucked up thing, and this kind of ties into what we were talking about earlier about like erasing history is that we won't know, right? So if we go down one pathway and it works, we'll be like, well, okay, it worked, but you don't know because you didn't go down the other pathway, and vice
yeah,
versa, right?
yeah,
So, I mean, who the fuck knows? I see this as a great experiment, right? And the experiment is how much economic decay can the United States take and still
mm,
survive, right? And so far, I mean, it's fine, right? I mean,
yeah.
individually, not for businesses,
No, I know,
right?
and like yeah, like people are even when we reopened. Yeah, just Thanksgiving maybe we reopened our bar, and just people are still calling, oh, you're open. It's like, yeah, but like so there's a lot of good regular couples that just, and a lot of people are happy they get to work from home. A lot of office jobs, a lot of computer guys I know are definitely working from home. Like
Hmm.
I'll see them once a month. They're really guarded. They'll sit in the corner by themselves with a mask on. How's it going, everybody? It's like I get it. You got social anxiety. I have to be out in people, but
Right,
yeah, lost a lot of good couples that don't come in anymore and do stuff. But it's steady-ish, steady-ish. We can keep buying booze and beer and selling it. So yeah.
right.
So for now, but who knows? Who knows? You know,
Yeah,
I'm optimistic, but not. I don't know.
this entire year is going to be at least this year, and maybe
At
even
least.
longer. And that's one thing that I keep having to tell certain people is a change of the guard, so to speak, does not
Yeah.
make it all go away.
Instantly. No, it's gonna take. Yeah, at least everybody should be well vaccinated by December. I mean, that's
Right.
optimistic, but it's like, hey, okay, Biden's in. Where's our $2,000 check? Yeah. Can I sue because I can't get my gay cake from the Christian people? It's not all going to go away right away.
Right.
These impatient kids with their cell phones and their, you had to have a couple quarters in your pocket if you wanted to call somebody.
Right.
In
And
my day, kids.
like here we go again in politics because you open the door. Um, we don't have to spend long on it, but one of the arguments that I kept hearing from people, especially my super liberal friends, was about Bernie Sanders, who I love the fucking guy, love him to fucking death. I just don't think he was presidential material, right? I mean, I love his ideas, I love everything about him.
Yeah, he had some decent ideas. I just don't know. Something seemed a little off. Like, sorry, as a bartender, I can just look at people and go, okay, I can't date you. I
Right,
don't think I can even serve you. I've seen that those crazy eyes before. I've been married four
right.
times. I get that. Yeah, yeah. So it, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's like, what if, definitely what if, but
So,
who knows?
I guess my point on that was that there's this feeling in America that you can just change one thing and magically change everything.
No,
And
no.
Bernie was kind of that thing for a lot of people, right? And again, I respect the guy to death. I think he's awesome. I have a story which I'll tell in just a minute about him after the California primary in 2016. Um, really interesting guy, but again, the point is that people spent a lot of effort seeing him as like a savior, and the reality is
Yep.
nobody's
Yep.
going to be a
Yep.
fucking savior, man. Like
Like
it's a
Beto
long
down,
slog.
like Beto down here for governor, you know, instead of Ted Cruz. It's the same thing. It's like if we
Right.
just had this guy in office, it would be,
Right.
yeah, no, not going to happen instantly. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
is there actually support for Ted Cruz and to run for governor?
Well, not governor. What's he? Senator. Sorry, senator. I
Right.
don't
No.
do politics, but no. Well, you know, like the big major areas like Houston, Dallas, Austin, San Antonio. Great. You know, we all voted blue or whatever it was, whoever voted, and then the rest of Texas is just pickup trucks
Right.
and horses. And no, it's redneck. There's some places I don't go. I take my earrings out and put a hat on so I don't see my face. Out. Say, what's that, boy? It's like, no, no. There's places you don't go in Texas that are just retardville.
Sure. Sure.
uh,
I mean,
I can say the same about some of the small towns I grew up in, Squam and Port Angeles, Port
oh,
Townsend. Holy hell, fisherman, logger, farmer. There's a reason I started going to Seattle to see the punks and the
right.
music and the. But yeah, it's pockets, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So
politics.
it's funny. Like I think we talked about this last time, but I grew up in northern Idaho, at least until I was,
Oh God, Coeur
13 or
d'Alene.
14.
You say Coeur
Actually,
d'Alene?
east of Coeur d'Alene,
Ooh.
almost to the Montana border.
Ugh.
Um, and it's funny, like I haven't been back for I mean many years, but it had been like 20 years, and I went in like 2006 or 7 or something like that. And I thought about that. I was like, okay, do I take my earrings out? Do I, color my
Mhm.
hair back to normal, or like,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
And I decided, fuck it, and just went. Um, and things had changed so much in that 20 years that it was actually really interesting because it ended up being more of like a homecoming, right? So like
right, yeah.
all I had to do was like I'd walk into a bar. We're talking about a town of like 1,000 people,
Hmm.
um, and healthy amount of bars, like good for them. Um, and I'd walk in and I would just drop the fact that I was, from that area, and I didn't pay for a drink for 4 days.
Nice, nice, yeah,
Yeah, so things are changing. Like I think even in some of the the super deep conservative, I guess for lack of a better term, areas,
yeah,
because they can't not see what's happening,
yeah,
right? Like you're
yeah,
famous for for using your your dick to lift stuff, and Enigma is famous for his tattoos all over his
yeah,
face and body, and that was really 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 fucking out there 30
yeah.
years ago. But now you go into a Starbucks and you might have your barista might have a fuck you tattooed on his forehead,
Yeah,
right?
big
So this
earplugs
is
and shit.
changing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All the rappers with face tattoos now. I mean, you saw somebody's face tattoo, you get my head down. Now it's like, okay, I know that's a prison tattoo. Are you a rapper now? What the hell are you? It's like, when people go, I'm getting this on my face, like, you probably shouldn't. It's like, well, you got one. It's like, well, I did it for my job and I'm living with it now. And it's like, yeah, you're gonna get it removed. It's like, no. And then years ago, I shouldn't have done that to my face. Like, it's I can only
Yeah.
give so much advice. Like, you don't understand, old man. It's like, no, I don't. And neither are you till, yeah. Good luck
Yeah.
getting a job with face tattoos, kid.
Well, I mean, like the facial tattoos you do have are very subtle, right? I mean, they're not.
Yeah, no, I don't have like, yeah, big,
Yeah.
yeah,
Um,
pride or
I
love.
remember when I was pretty young, probably 21, 22, somewhere in there. And I lived right on Broadway, and there was a
Broadway in Seattle.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There was a kid who I would always see around, and good looking kid. He seemed pretty, smart, whatnot.
Yeah, yeah.
And then one day I saw him, and he had 666, like huge, tattooed under his eyelid.
Okay. Yeah.
And I watched this kid kind of just disintegrate. I mean, like,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
what the fuck are you gonna do with that, tattooed under your eye?
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
It's like you better be famous, because
Or,
if you're
yeah.
not, you're fucked.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. It's like now you're branded as like yeah, you did it to be different, but it's like, yeah, you're differently outcast now. It's like, yeah, yeah, it's a whole rigmarole. But yeah, no, I understand both sides, but it's like, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
and
I
then
mean, I
yeah, go
waited,
ahead.
Joe. I waited until I was into my 40s before I really started getting tattooed.
Really?
And yeah, I mean, I kind of wish I had done it earlier, but I'm
Yeah.
also glad I didn't because there was
Yeah.
some stupid fucking shit I wanted to put on my body.
I got, let's see, angle this down a little bit. I got this half skull lady with
Uh,
my fiance's name when I was 17, maybe. And then, of course, I got it covered up. But yeah, I
right.
have some really dumb tattoos. Do I regret them? I get them recolored in, there's some I regret, some I don't. But yeah,
Right.
yeah, I don't know.
I,
It's a matter of personal choice. If you like it, great. It doesn't look good on you, but who am I to say that? Seriously.
no,
So
no, absolutely. No. And I'm not talking about what other people think because honestly, who cares? But
yeah, too old for
thinking
that shit
more
now. So
about
you, I bet. Yeah, yeah,
just internally, right? Like,
yeah.
the one of the first things I had done, and I had it actually on my 45th birthday, is my knuckles tattooed, right? Um, and I wouldn't have done it if I wasn't like, okay, I already know my career, I already know where I am and whatnot, because
Yeah.
maybe I'm a bit of a pussy that way, right? I didn't want to,
I know.
I didn't want to fuck myself out of something potential.
Right, right.
Um,
Pardon me.
but yeah, I kind of reached that point where I was like, well, I guess I can do whatever the fuck I want, right? It doesn't
Yeah,
matter, like,
yeah, yeah.
um, the only thing that matters is people who are like, oh, you didn't have those a year ago.
Right.
Right. So it's like, what are you trying to like catch up with your youth or whatnot?
You got to
And
explain the whole why now thing. Why
right,
now? Why now? It's like, yeah, well, because. Just
right. Yeah.
because,
I
yeah.
mean, well, fuck it, because I want to. Like
Exactly.
that's it.
Yep.
Um, and again, I wanted to when I was younger. It just, I don't know, something. I was more into the piercing side than the ink side.
Yeah, as long as you don't get your face done, those are easy to hide. Because I used to hide mine and go sell car insurance back in the day in Federal Way. Federal Way? No.
Wow.
North of Seattle. It took me 10 minutes.
Northgate.
Yeah. Somewhere in Northgate. Yeah. Not really that far because I'd ride my scooter up there. So,
Oh yeah.
I don't know. From the Ave, I just drive north. And yeah, just read a little cul-de-sac, sold insurance. And, no face tattoos, no big earrings. But yeah, I was pierced all the way down. I'd wear a suit and tie and then I'd go take it off and go see Nirvana, or go see,
Right.
whoever bands. Yeah. So, yeah, yeah.
And that was actually really common. Like there were a lot of people who would, put on their suits during the day.
Yeah, like the Yakuza, right? It's like hide everything. I'm
Yeah,
normal. I'm normal.
exactly.
Yeah, but then it's like
Exactly.
go to the bathhouse. Like, ta, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And there was also a lot of not that I'm equating the two things, but there was also a lot of the drug use that was completely hidden away too.
Oh yeah.
There were a
Oh
lot
yeah.
of those weekend warriors who were like, okay, great, I'm gonna buy, I mean, fucking a few grams, maybe
Yeah.
an 8 ball of heroin, and like do it over the weekend, and then I'm fine for the rest of my
Mm-hmm.
life, right? A
Yeah.
lot of
There's a
that shit.
time going to shows where you could just smell it on them. You could just tell. It's like, okay, yeah, long sleeves covering your arms. Yeah, okay, yeah, and yeah, you can tell by smell and sight. It's like, yeah, because it was prevalent back in the day. But yeah, dude,
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah, I get
But here's just something really fucking funny though
it.
is that I don't remember coming across that like super often in Seattle. Like I knew it was around and I knew a lot of people who were doing it,
Yeah.
but I don't remember a single instance of being offered that. I remember lots of blow. I mean, lots of crystal, like
Yeah.
tons.
Crystal is a. I remember that.
Yeah, and the designer drugs. Seattle was always very heavy into the designer drugs, like the weird,
Dude,
like
yeah. God.
whatever.
There was a I can't remember their names, and I probably shouldn't say it, but yeah, they were twins and they ran was it Moroccan Cafe for a while or one of those. And yeah, they lived with this guy and he was making design MDMMA, and it was
Right.
just I just remember, okay, it's a little pill. Okay, take a quarter of it, and these naked ladies and guys would be roller skating around. Would you like a water? Yeah. Would you like a lollipop? Okay, hold my hand, and then yeah, no, it was we were pretty much drug mules at the time. The designer
Hmm.
stuff. I mean, once they cracked down on that, that disappeared fast. But I remember going to a
Right.
few parties where it's like, Okay, sit down. You'll be here for a while. Why? Okay,
Yeah.
try this. So, okay. Yeah,
Actually,
yeah,
I forget it was either Lollapalooza or Infest because they were only what like 8 months apart,
yeah.
right? The
Right.
first Infest and um I forget which one, but anyway, I bought for $30, which was a huge amount of money back then, right? So 30
Yeah.
bucks, I bought a giant blue pill and swallowed it and spent the next, I don't know, 15 hours, just no fucking idea where I was. Like I was just
Right.
floating. Um, and it sounds so stupid, and I would never do anything like that now. Well, knock on wood.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Right.
but literally, I just gave some guy $30. He gave me a big blue pill. I threw it in my mouth
Yeah.
and tripped my balls off for 15 hours.
Saw a lot of that in the '90s. Like, did Lollapalooza '92, especially when, well, was it in Bremerton? Somewhere,
Yeah,
the
it was.
Seattle
It was
one. Yeah.
Bremerton.
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of people are tripping their balls off just, listening to music and seeing stuff. It was more communal back then to do that. Like,
Yeah,
a bunch of people, my girlfriend at the time got back from hitchhiking to San Fran. She wrote Grateful Dead album covers. They stop in somewhere in Oregon, Salem or some one of those hippie enclaves. It's like, try this. Like, holy balls, this is strong. Yeah. So, yeah,
right.
a lot of people were experimenting back today. Yeah, I did too. A little bit, not too much like you, but yeah, I can't see myself doing that now. Waking up 15 hours later, what did I do? You know,
No, fuck no.
First thing would be, do I have my wallet? Is there video documentation on what I did? Where's my phone? So yeah, definitely.
Right.
Thank
Right.
God we didn't have all that back then. I'd be in jail so many times over.
Oh, I
Yeah,
mean, there's no doubt. There's
yeah,
no doubt.
yeah.
And that's another topic an old friend and I mean, we bring up 4 or 5 times a year. Just like, oh my God, do you remember that thing we did? Well,
Yeah,
thank God nobody else does. Right?
yeah, yeah. I have Polaroids, and that's all I need. Those are easily destroyable. So yeah.
Um, yeah.
Ah,
Anyway, so that blue pill, I will remember until the day I die. Just, I remember taking it and then just floating. I mean, floating.
mm,
And actually, it must have been. Wait, I never. I'm not even gonna go down that because I'm probably
okay.
wrong no matter what. I'm trying to
Right,
remember
right.
what bands played and like whatever.
Yeah, no, who knows? It's all a blur. So
All right, so let's talk a little bit more about some of your tour experiences because that's something we didn't get into last time.
okay,
Um,
a little bit. Yeah, we went pretty much everywhere except never made it to Japan. We'd always do the Australia, New Zealand, South Africa tour, but we never made it to Japan. And we dipped into Russia once, and we're supposed to do like a big Russian casino tour boat for a couple months, and it just sounded sketchy as hell, so we didn't do that.
mhm.
Went to Prague a few times, but pretty much other than that, you name it, and we've been to it. So, oh, we never did Brazil. I mean, I've been to Brazil myself, but never
Oh,
been made there circus. It just that's one of those places still, around in there seemed kind of. Everybody says it's great, but yeah, kind of sketchy. So yeah, everything sounded a little too yeah. So
wow. So I, I'm just trying to wrap my head around this. So, and again, we talked about this before, but nobody else has heard it, so I guess I can go back to it.
right.
Um, you were still relatively young. Um, as far as I know, you had no like circus freak experience before you did it.
No,
You
trial and error.
enjoyed doing weird shit.
Yeah, enjoyed doing weird performance art stuff, and then it just went into started going into circus acts. It was just trial and error for all of us. It really was. We didn't, books have been written about it now. It's easy to do it, but it was trial and error. Can we do this? Yeah. Are you alive? Yes. Can you do it every day? No.
Right,
It's seriously just on the back of the tour bus. Like, will this work? This will work. Okay. Is there a lot of cleanup? Yeah.
hmm
Just it really was trial and error all for all of us,
right,
except for Jim, who came with the Carney experience, like we talked about. So yeah.
right. Well, okay, but you and I have talked about it, but nobody else has heard it yet. Um, so
You're trying to feed me the line. What do you want to talk about?
let's
All good, mate.
let's talk a little bit about Jim, just because.
All right.
We didn't really dig into that a whole lot in the last time.
Okay. Okay.
Um, so Jim had done carnival stuff before, right?
He just did stuff down on Venice Beach. Is what I'm saying.
Hmm.
He had some Venice Beach. You put down a towel, then you get people to come in and put their hand in their pocket, pull out a dollar bill, and he did really well. On taxable off the books money. He came and we actually did a few. Oh God, it's gonna kill me. What's the thing they do at Seattle Center that used to be free? Like I saw Soundgarden there. It's a big festival with street performers right by the fountain. Uh,
Uh, uh, uh,
bumper
bumper
shoot,
shoot. Yeah.
bumper shoot. Yes, we did a few of those before we got going. Like I think we were 90, 91 before we took off and started doing it in venues. But yeah, he was a barker. He could get just okay. Like we dug a chainsaw. Lift things with my tongue and walk around. He didn't have to do much. Couldn't do much with kids and families running around. So he was a
Right.
great barker. That was his experience. Like I said, the bumper shoots, the Venice beaches. That's where you got experience talking people into the tent and stuff. So as we say,
Where is
yeah.
Jim from, by the way?
I want to say Jim is from Phoenix, and then he lived in L.A. Where I think he met his wife in L.A. I'm not sure how they met, but yeah. And she comes from her family's in a crazy machine circus, or was in France. So we had some great experiences in France. But yeah, so and then he moved to Seattle in like 89 when I met him, 88, 89 I met
Okay.
him, then kind of was based from there. Then, I think he tried Hawaii for a bit, too far away. Tried LA, it's too LA-ish.
Right.
And he was in Vegas for quite a while, hanging out with Penn and Teller and all those guys, just doing weird one-off
Oh
and
wow.
stuff. So yeah. Yeah, no. Penn and Teller are great guys.
Cool.
Penn is tall and Teller won't shut the fuck up. You
Right.
know, seriously, he's like, hey. He's like, oh God, is this why they don't want you to talk on camera? Jeez. Great guys, man. Went
I
to naked Taiwanese karaoke with them one drunken night. And it's like, where am I? It's like, yeah, one of those where am I days. Like, you'll love this. It's like, not really, but okay. It'll be a good story someday. So
well,
yeah,
Penn.
yeah.
I always get them confused, but the tall,
Penn,
bigger
that's
guy.
Penn Jillette.
That's Penn. Yeah. Um, he's a teetotaler, though, right? I mean, at least in
I
theory.
think he is now. I remember we were drinking with him. Maybe we weren't. It's
But
obvious when people. He likes to hang out with the crazies, but he doesn't get crazy himself.
right. Yeah, I think he's one of those people, and I've known a few of them throughout my life that don't partake of any, drugs or alcohol or whatever, but they're the craziest motherfuckers ever. It's
Oh
like
yeah,
they
oh
feed
yeah,
off the energy without
oh
actually
yeah,
doing it.
oh yeah, yeah,
You know?
yeah. You don't need to do drugs. You're crazy enough. One of those kind of people, right? Yeah,
Right. Right.
yeah,
Um, and actually, I envy the fuck out of those people. Like that would be great, right? Just being able to not actually do it. You're just like, okay, great. I feel fucking great.
yeah. But then when I'm out with around people, it's like, okay, I'm gonna get away from this conversation and go smoke and buy another shot. So yeah, that seems to be the path I'm on for quite a while. So yeah,
Oh,
it's all right.
I gotta say, Joe, like the smoking bans that have hit throughout the nation actually are great because that's my excuse to get the fuck up and walk away.
Yeah, yep,
Right?
yep.
If there's a
Oh yeah.
shitty conversation, I'm like, oh, I gotta go smoke. Or I love this one. I gotta take a call.
Yeah, yeah, I
Right?
do that. I pick up the bar phone too and go, yeah, ring ring. Just like here you go. Yeah, I gotta take it. Yeah, and definitely.
It's funny. Um, all right, so we were talking about Jim and he finds you at Cafe Roma, which I love because I was there pretty much daily, maybe 3 or 4 times a day.
Yeah,
Several.
we're only 4 pages. Yeah, yeah. Because it's gonna kill me. Okay, here's Cafe Roma. Then I stayed a block up at the Cockroach Hotel. Some they had condos up there or something.
The
And
Heroin Hotel, yeah.
Heroin Hotel. I stayed there. We might have run into each other.
Oh, I'm sure we have. I was at
Um.
Flowers almost every day. So either Flowers, the bar, or down the street at Roma.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
was the was it Cellophane Square? Was that right around the corner from
Cellophane
Cafe Roma?
Square was,
That's it. I bought
yeah,
a lot of my seat vinyl there. I still have here. Yeah.
yeah. Cellophane
And
Square
there's
was
a
awesome.
and right up from Cafe Roma, there's a huge record store, like a Budget Tapes or something. Yeah. You just hang out there and
Yeah,
a bunch of band people. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, really well. That's when I was running
They.
around. So yeah.
It's funny. I was just talking to a old friend of mine about that, and we couldn't remember the name of the place, but I can remember going in there. It was like Backdoor Record. It had a weird fucking name. I'm sure I'll remember it like at midnight tonight. But
Yeah, and it was big, like rows and rows of vinyl you'd zip through, and yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
but then they had the little upstairs. They had a loft where they kept the stuff that you had to know to get up to see.
You didn't want to. They didn't want to get stolen by junkies. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and then they turned that into a piercing place in, I want to say, like maybe 90. Yeah, it had to be 90 because that's when I got my tongue pierced for the first time, and I got it done there. They had just opened up as like a piercing slash tattoo studio.
Right,
I think it was
right.
90, give or take. Um, but yeah,
Yeah.
they had that upstairs before they turned it into the tattoo parlor. Um, they had some great shit. I mean, just
Yeah.
like great records, and I probably spent half of my disposable income in that store.
I, I did too. Yeah, because we lit. Yeah, yeah, we had a little place right off, right UT, one of the college dorms that was cheap at the time. So yeah, yeah, and I'd always go down to the Ave and see if any bands were playing anywhere, and yeah, buy a ton of
Yeah,
records, and I'd always pack them real good and ship them to my folks' house so they were safe, in case I had to move or go on tour
right.
or leave stuff. Definitely. So yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So how long were you at the Heroin Hotel?
I would just stay there on the weekends.
Oh, okay, perfect. Probably
Um,
smart.
no, I get off work at 5. I remember leaving. It was Port Angeles at the time, so I'd leave Pacific Northwest about 5. Okay, in half an hour, 40 minutes, I could be at the bridge, the floating bridge we have. And then I decide, do I have to pick up people or just go straight to Seattle? I'd be in, if I could catch the right ferry, I'd be in Seattle by 6:30 or 7, a little
Right.
after. And, just I knew where I was, head straight for the app, see if there's any shows going on, what, pick up Maximum Rock and Roll, the
The
Stranger.
Stranger,
Yeah.
yeah.
Pick up the Stranger. Okay, this band's playing. We're going to go see these guys. So, yeah.
Right.
And then I didn't drink or do any drugs at the time. I was just into piercing and being weird. That was my drug at the time. So I drive everybody. Hop in my car. So and then I just stay at the Heroin Hotel. Just just on the weekends. Wake up and then we go to what was that Teen Feed. The
Oh yeah,
Krishnas,
yeah. TNV.
Krishnas had this thing where they'd feed you, and it's terrible, but it's food, and I didn't
Like
eat much at the time.
that was like 50th and 15th.
Yes, it was. I
Yeah.
can't believe you remember.
There was
We
there was
must have run into each other back in there.
oh,
We
I'm
must have.
sure. I have no doubt. Um but
Wow.
I was doing the opposite of what you were doing. I was coming down from the north end, right, to see that stuff. Um
Hmm.
yeah. It was interesting, I because of where I grew up, I had no idea how to deal with people who were like the av rats, right?
Me either at the time. It's just, just small town as fisherman, logger, or farmer. And so I was just, yeah, oh, these people are strange. Okay, stay away from me. Don't steal my stuff. Yeah, I caught on real quick. I'm a real fast study. So, yeah, I'm sure you did too. But yeah, yeah, the
Yeah.
crusty average. Hey, you can hit me on the head with this club for $1. No, 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 no.
There was
Crust.
this is not that long ago either. I mean less than 10 years ago. Um I was at a bar in Ballard, and this kid, I mean kid. He was probably, mid 20s, I guess.
Yeah.
Um and he wanted to talk about I'm sorry, he didn't want to talk about. He wanted to make some money, right? And part of his making money was like, you can hit me in the stomach as hard as you want,
Ugh.
right?
Yeah.
Give me $20 or $10, I guess is what he wanted, and you can hit me as
Uh,
hard as you want in the stomach. And I was not feeling any pain, and I was like, sure, I'll do it. Right? I mean, never really intending to do it, but I was like, whatever. The kid, I mean, if you're willing to be hit in the stomach as hard as somebody can,
yeah.
you
That's
need
how
the money.
Houdini died. That's
Right?
how Houdini
Exactly.
died. So you gotta be careful with
Exactly.
that shit. Yeah.
So I did, well, maybe I channeled my inner Jim Rose in doing this, but I basically, you know, got everyone in the bar like all excited, like, oh god, okay, this guy's gonna go outside and he's gonna hit this guy in the stomach as hard as he can, and then give him $10. And again, I was hammered. I'm not proud of any of this. I'm just telling the story. Um, so we go outside, and I asked the kid like over and over. I was like, "Are you sure? Are you sure I'm gonna do this? Right? I'm gonna hit you as hard as I can in the stomach." And he's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah." I was like, "Okay." So I wound up like I was gonna hit him, and got up like within like an inch of his stomach, and just stopped and handed him $20. Right? I was like, "Look, man, if you're willing to do that, then fuck it. You deserve
Right.
this 20 more than I do."
Yeah.
Right?
Nice.
But the thing is, I wonder how many times that kid does that at night, and how many times somebody fucking hits him in the stomach as hard as they can.
Or
Right?
hits him in the breastbone or in the wiener instead. Just get
Exactly.
you're open. Okay, you're gonna get yeah. Especially if you're talking to drunks in a bar, especially in Ballard, for God's
Yeah. No
sakes.
shit. No shit.
God.
Um. So yeah, that was sort of the 2000s version of the gutter punk, right?
Right.
Um.
Yeah.
And I actually ended up seeing this guy again because he would hang out just down the street from my apartment at the time, right on Ballard Avenue.
Yeah.
And his whole story was that he was just a runaway. He had run away when he was like 18 or 16, so whatever it was. And now he was like early 20s and still like out on the streets. And I was like, well,
Right.
fuck, man.
Right. Oh.
Like
Yeah.
that's a shitty existence, man.
Oh yeah. I knew some straight kids and that were yeah, it was rough. Yeah. So I don't know.
I, I never had to go through that. I don't know if you did or not, but
I between marriages, I'd always couch surf. Then I'd find an opportunity. Bartend again, save up money, get roommates, or do whatever. But yeah,
right.
no, never. I mean, I slept in my car a few times, but that's just out of spite. So yeah,
Yeah. And that's also just, 20s or 30s or whenever it happened, right?
right, right.
Just random.
Yeah,
Um,
let's see what this is all about. No, don't care for it. No,
yeah,
don't care for it.
exactly.
Yeah, so
Exactly.
mm,
I have definitely slept in a few parks in Seattle just randomly. Um,
uh,
but
don't think I did that. But yeah, yeah. No, I slept at the Heroin Hotel, and that was scary enough. So yeah,
oh fuck, that
right.
place is terrible. They still rent studios there for like $800 a month.
You gotta be kidding me. I
Mm-mm.
remember it was really fucking cheap. It's like, here, I'll go get you guys grocery. I'll buy beer. I don't drink beer, but you guys can buy beer. It's like, great, spend the night. It's like, okay, great. Watch
Yeah,
everybody get high and try to go to work the next day. It's like, oh God, okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Now,
so especially when Beauty and the Books was below, right?
Beauty in the Books. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Speaking about that, the guy who came up with my name used to work there. He had glasses. He was a taller black guy.
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about. I don't know his name, but
He
I
coined the
remember him.
term. He coined the term Mr. Lifto. I
That's
haven't talked to
awesome.
anybody who'd know exactly who that guy is. Beauty in the Books.
Yeah.
I would go there and buy some expensive older books and give them to my
Hmm.
relatives and stuff all the time. But yeah, I was going to be something else. Rubber. I think it was going to be the Rubber Man, and he said, "No, you should be Lifto." It's like I love it, and yeah, then it
So
just
funny.
yeah, Beauty in the Books. Wow.
Yeah. So Richard, do you remember Richard, the older guy who owned it,
Yep,
who had all
he'd
the
always be
cats?
sitting in a chair, grumpy, reading a book or
Yeah.
something, smoking a cigarette. Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
And then he would go into, like walk two doors down and go into Flowers and have a drink every afternoon, usually like between 3 and 4.
Yes, yes.
And he always had like something in the works. Like, um, I remember one time he said, "Oh yeah, I just got the offer or the ability to buy Shakespeare and Company in Paris." Right? Or maybe it was them buying him or whatever it was. It was some. I was like, dude,
Yeah.
you're
Drunk
a
talk.
great bookstore, but nobody gives a flying fuck about you.
No, yeah.
Right?
Drunk
Like
talk.
nobody
Yeah.
cares. Um, they had a policy I remember where they would just kind of look the other way. Like, I mean, they had so many people stealing books, and
Oh yeah.
it wasn't an official policy, but I had overheard some things, like where basically they'd be like, we'd rather these dumb little punk kids know what what they're talking about
Yeah.
than not. So yeah, if they're gonna steal a book under like $10, like okay, great, just let them do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. God, I remember that place. That's so weird.
yeah, it was a great place, man. Um,
Uh, yeah. Yeah, great little section right up there. Because then eventually, when I moved to Seattle and got a job, I was on 55th. You keep going up the Ave instead of down. You keep going up the Ave, and there's a school.
Hmm.
Right past the school, there was a house, and we had a house up there. Yeah, so with
So
a
like
bunch of roommates. Anyways, yeah.
very close to where the last exit ended up moving, right? Because they were on
Uh,
53rd, I think.
yes. I think that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That was a
yeah,
shitty spot, by the way. Like
yeah.
that.
No.
Well, it's funny because, well, this will be fun. So just down the street from where you lived, was where Rob Morgan from the Squirrels. Did you know Rob?
I didn't know him, but I'd seen him around. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So he had a house, and I think still does. I'm not sure, but he kind of disappeared off the face of the earth. But he had a big house, like right there,
Mm.
very close to the University Bar and Grill. Do you remember that place?
Yes,
Yeah.
I do. I do.
That was that. It was weird because it was like partially a frat boy bar, but not really. It was kind of a divey
Y-
frat boy bar. Like it was just
Yeah.
weird.
I didn't go there often. It was just too jerky. So yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
Uh,
That was the first bar I ever went to where they said, "Are you sure you want another one?" And I said, "Yeah, why not?" And he was like,
mm.
"Because this will be number 13."
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So I
Yeah,
was like, "Oh,
yeah.
okay."
Yep.
And they had shows there every once in a while, but nothing really good.
Nothing to speak of. No, no.
Yeah. Um, anyway, so you know, we could probably talk about Seattle for fucking ever, and
Well, we'll
that
have to do a
weirdness.
part three. Yeah, what's it been, about an hour and a half? I'm gonna have to cut in about 10 minutes if you don't mind,
Hey, no worries, man. No worries.
and come back for a part. No, look, we have a decent rapport, even just sitting
Yeah,
talking before we even met each other. So I'll do one of these once a month, once every couple,
I
two,
love
three
it.
weeks. No, seriously, we can just. I I don't have time today, but yeah, I can tell you about shenanigans I got up into in Berlin, which is, ugh, just makes me shiver. So yeah, and Australia and having sex with midgets and all that. But yeah, no, we should probably wrap this one up. I
Yeah,
do
let's
have
do
some
that.
business work to do, my other job. So yeah,
Oh, well, good, good.
gotta
I mean,
hack some stuff.
it's nice to touch reality every once in a while, right? Like, oh, I've got to do work that actually pays me.
Yeah. When I was off during the whole thing last year, I just didn't do nothing. I gained so much weight, and then I had to start walking because my feet started hurting. It's like, oh, I feel better at my 6'2" height, to have less weight on me. So there's less stress on my
Hmm.
back and my legs, my knees. Like, oh, geez, don't
Yeah.
have to get a salt water bath like an old person just yet. A step in bathtub and stuff. Not just
Oh, that
yet,
would
but
be
yeah.
nice. Yeah.
I know it feels so good. It feels so good now. We have a bathroom, which is a shower up here. I just want to make one a shower, kind of open up and make it flat bottom set. I have to hang. We have a handle. I have to hang on the handle when I turn around because our bathtub's so small. It's like I've almost
Oh,
fallen over and cracked my head so many times. I swear to God. So yeah.
I can sit in a bathtub for hours, just
Oh yeah.
hours.
Oh yeah.
You know, I used to have a little desk next to my bathtub that I
Oh
put my laptop on, and I mean, sometimes I'd spend the entire day, you
yeah.
know, like
Yeah.
fill the bath up like 5 or 6 times throughout
Yes.
that day.
Keep putting hot water in. Right.
Exactly, exactly. Joe, we have a lot to continue talking about, so that's why I want to end it, so that we can
Okay.
we can have more to talk about.
Definitely. So I guess I can't say stay tuned for part three. Stay tuned for part 2.5 or something.
Let's.
There's when this gets released on DVD, it gets picked up by Netflix. There is a whole hidden episode that just touches on some strange stuff. No, hey, no, Glenn, it's great to talk to you. Like I said, instant connection.
Yeah.
If I'm back up in the area and I'm spending time, we'll have to go out. So,
Oh, hell
well,
yeah.
come see you like in Everett or something. That's really close. I mean,
Yeah, I think that's great.
you-
And I
yeah.
haven't been to Austin in close to 20 years, so,
Mm.
maybe I'm overdue.
It's
Um,
changed, yeah, but we can get into all that later. So,
yeah.
hey, yeah, just let me know this one sounds, this one goes. I mean, I can adjust the lights, like I said, different this time. It's not bright sun and everything, but
Yeah.
yeah,
You're
as long as you capture the audio. If not, we can do part three. And even if not, get a hold of me in 3 weeks.
Yeah, of course. Let's do it.
Get a hold of me
Let's
in
do
three
it.
weeks, and we can do a whole Seattle dive. We can do a whole circus dive. We can do,
Oh, that would be
yeah,
fun. That'd be fun.
yeah. Just tour stories I can do for 3 hours. I did
Yeah,
stand up once for 2.5 hours, telling two stories. So I got so
I
many.
love it. I love it.
Yeah.
There's like a couple of spin-offs that I'm working on that you might be perfect for. You know, like short little like 10, 15 minute, just like, deep dives
Okay.
and be done.
Okay.
So let's definitely talk
Yeah.
about that.
I
And I'm
yeah.
sure
Next time you get home, yeah, I got tons of sound bites. So yeah.
perfect. I love
All
it.
right.
I
Well,
love it.
thanks,
Joe,
man. This is fun once again. So yeah. Hey, keep me in mind. I'm always up for it.
will do, man. Hey,
All
great
right.
talking to you. We'll talk next
Okay,
time, okay?
Glenn. See ya.
Bye.
All right.